This training video is for all users of Core on how to create an activity. Core is a new reporting system that is replacing Perspective. This is your login page, your login screen. You will have to use your email. You're going to have to create your own password. Click on login. This is the main page or the home page for Core. If you happen to go somewhere else and you don't know how to get back to the home screen, just click on the U on the top left corner and it'll take you into the home screen, which will show you My Tasks. So if you have anything pending, it'll show under My Tasks. For instance, I have 3 tasks that are pending. I have 1 activity, starts with an A, and I have 2 incidents that are pending, start with an I. So one of the features from Core, everybody should have this button here, so you can click on the little drop down arrow or anywhere in this section and it'll have a web links app. When this opens up, you're going to have different links. So from Core you can log into your workday, check your hours, check your vacation time. Again, this will take you directly into the page. So you're going to have public safety website. It'll take you directly to our website. You can get all the information necessary there. Training videos. This will take you to our YouTube channel. SharePoint. It'll take you to the login page. So you can see I'm already logged in. So this is where it's taking me, where I can go see all kinds of bolos and all different information. Again, for now, what we're doing is how to complete an activity. So I am going to go to my home screen. I have an activity pending that was created by one of the dispatchers. When I click on it, it'll take me directly into the activity section. Again, this is very similar to Perspective, but there are a few changes. One of the changes is you're going to have to include your shift. It is highlighted because it is a mandatory field. Once you complete it, the highlight will go away. So as you can see, if I click on there, I'm going to have many choices. So I am going to choose medical age. There's also tower age, or let's say Lennar age. And this selection should be the selection of the shift that you are currently working or when the incident happened. For instance, you may be an officer that works in the W shift, but you're working overtime, or maybe you're doing a special detail on the H shift. And that was an incident that happened during that overtime on the H shift. You're going to select H. This is when the incident happened. So you can see when I chose, made a selection, the highlighted section went away. If you scroll down a little bit here, you're going to see exactly the building, the floor. This is created by your dispatcher. The location details. So this is something that when you call on the radio, you're going to say, I need a report for 1501 and there's something happened, let's say on the first floor, third floor. For this instance, we're using parking lot area. If you scroll down a little bit, these are the details or information that your dispatcher wrote that you gave him on the radio. For this training purpose, we are saying that there's a possible trespasser in the 1501 parking lot. And as you can see, this is the dispatched to medical campus building, 1501 building, and the exterior or the outside. If you scroll down a little bit, you're going to have some other mandatory fields. So this is when your activity was assigned to you. This is when you closed the activity. Click on the appropriate date. You can change the time by going up or down on those arrows. Click anywhere outside of this calendar and it will put that page, it'll put that date for you. Offense type or offense type, you're going to have to make a selection here. It is mandatory. For this instance, we're just going to put not applicable. That is your general tab. Very similar to Perspective. Responses, this is something that only gets done by your dispatcher, so you don't really have to see or put anything in there. But so you can see officer response is the officer that was dispatched, when they cleared, when they arrived, when they started, so when they were assigned. This is all done by the dispatcher. This is to keep track of when they dispatch you, when you arrived, and when you cleared from that call. Again, only done by dispatchers. So the next section is your service request. Service request is something that you have to complete in the activity. All of these tabs are going to have to be completed in the activity. If you only do them on the incident, you will be sent the report back and you will have to include them into the activity. So from now on, just remember that all your involvements, people, cars, items, service request numbers are all going to have to be done in the activity. So when you click on request or work orders, it'll give you two links. If you click on the top link for facilities, this is the same website that you should be familiar with on how to create a maintenance request. And you go along and you follow all the steps, and it'll give you a service request or it will give you a work order number. You copy it and then you can paste it here. Same thing with the telecom. If you click on that one, it should take you into the login page for for the IT department, so you can create an incident or a work order for problems with your computer or your phone or any IT services. So for example, we're going to create a work order. Click on this little plus sign and you're going to have very small work order number. So that's your work order number that they gave you, and for this training purpose we're just going to say it's an IT request. Click on create, and as you can see it'll give you the information that you put in right here. So let's say I made a mistake and I want to change, because it was not an IT request, it was more of a housekeeping request. Maybe there was some water on the floor and it needed to get cleaned. Just go back and change it, click done, and as you can see it updates for you. So once you have done your work orders, you go to involvement, you have persons, create new. This is something that you are going to have a couple of mandatory fields. So for this training purpose, I'm just going to put myself there. Person involvement type, let's say I am a suspect and I am an employee. So all that information is there. Arrest made, was an arrest made? No. Click on create and you will see that it populates right here. When it is a suspect, it will be in a reddish color. I'm going to create somebody else. So in this instance, I'm going to show you how to find somebody that's already in the system. So instead of creating a new person, I'm going to click on add existing link person. So you can see you have all officers listed here. You can just search by them. I'm going to use Craig as an example. He shows up. Click on the add. It changes to added. X out of it. Create. Again, it didn't let me because I didn't finish putting all the required fields. So let's say he is the complainant and he is an employee. Click on create and he should come up here, and as you can see it's a different color because he is the complainant. Let's say I am the suspect. You have organizations now. If you have any police or fire organizations to include, you're going to click on the create new or the little plus sign. Linked organizations. So let's say organization and I put UMIT, but I realized that it's a mistake because this should only be for police and fire. You can just X out of it and then you'll see that you have a list of, let's say, Plantation Police. You will have a longer list with all the details of all the organizations, all the police, fire departments that we have. They will be added when we go live. So you're going to have to choose here. If it's PD1, for example, create, and it puts it there for you. Create again. You can start searching by name. I am going to put City of Miami Fire, responding fire. You're going to have your alarm, fire shift. You are going to have to ask from the captain or the fireman about the fire shift. Click on create, and you will have your fire department shown here. Vehicles, the same thing. You're going to create new. You can either create new or search for an existing one. For this instance, I'm not going to show you. Or items. I am going to create a new item just to include in this training video. Involve item name. I'm just going to put iPhone. Involve reason. Let's say it was stolen. Again, these were both highlighted, so they are mandatory. Electronics. Was it a cellular phone? Yes. You can clear it in the description. There's the person who found it. Let's say it's a 932R. Do you want to claim it? You either put yes or no. Click on create, and it'll add the item for you. If you have attachments, you're going to click on attachments, create new, attachment name, type. So you're going to put a picture, a name, iPhone, drag a picture, or click and select where the picture is. I'm going to cancel this. Then you have to click on abandon. When you're ready and you have completed the activity with all the necessary fields, you're going to click on create incident. Once you click on create incident and you have completed all the mandatory fields, you may have to go back to the general tab. Nope. And as you can see, the activity that I had has now turned into an incident. I will do a separate video on how to complete an incident. This has been a training video on how to complete an activity in the core system.